Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the new and improved Ulster Rugby commentary. We've managed to kick Jim Neely aside for the day, and you will have myself and Dan Tuohy here. Welcome to Kingspan Stadium, the home of Ulster Rugby, here to watch the last pre-season friendly between Ulster and Northampton Saints. Dan, looking forward to it?
Absolutely, Tommy. It's a pleasure to be here. Sun's shining. I've got my sunglasses on.
If only it was like this every time, for every game. Friday night matches with the sun shining. We might actually see a bit of fun rugby here today, a few tries.
Yeah, I'd say we see a few tries. The Canada A and Ulster A was a host of tries. I think combined score was over 80. But you can bet your bottom dollar when we both get back fit, it'll be hammering down rain. And not a great spectacle, but it is what it is.
Just our type of rugby, of course.
Absolutely.
The free flow. I mean, you probably scored more tries on the wing than me over the last few years.
Listen, you hang out there long enough, you'll get a few. But I'm looking forward to today's game. A few new faces for the supporters and people watching at home to get their teeth stuck into. And after last week's below par performance from our high standards, I think the boys are looking forward to rectifying the wrongs from last week.
Definitely. I think it's been a really good week's training. I know there was a few disappointed people with last week's performance going over to Exeter. I suppose it wasn't really the result, but more just the way the guys played. I think they were a little bit disappointed, but the coaches have reminded everybody what it's like to play at home in the Kingspan Stadium in front of this, I think we have almost 13,000 supporters here today. It's going to be close to full capacity, and looking forward to representing the jersey the way it should be.
Absolutely. There was some good tunes on the stereo earlier on. A bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers following on from our concert last night, Tommy. And Northampton Saints have brought a locked and loaded team. So I think we're going to go through the Ulster team first, and then we'll follow up with some Northampton Saints team news. So I'll kick you off with the forwards, shall I?
Yes, lead us up. Let's see what we got.
Let's see how many nicknames I can come up with here. So one, we've got Andy the Cowboy Supper at Warwick. Anchoring at Loosehead. Number 2 and captain this evening, Rob Squishy Herring. Number 3, a new signing that's moved over from Connacht, Rodney How Heavy AU. Number 4, the big tower in lock, Pastor Pete Brown. Number 5, Franco van der Merwe. Number 6, and the coffee connoisseur and local entrepreneur businessman, Robbie Dyack. At number 7, open side, is Clive Two-Haired Ross. And to finish off the forwards is former Northampton Saint, double Centurion Ulster player, Roger Pigeon Wilson. Over to Tommy for the backs.
You put me under a bit of pressure there. It was very impressive. We have at number 9 scrum half tonight, we have Paul the Beagle Marshall. We have Brett the Hitman Heron, new signing. Looking forward to seeing him play. I think it's going to be a big game for him. Rob the Little Man Little, another young academy guy coming through. 2 tries last week. A try the week before that, is on fire at the moment. Hopefully a winger that we don't need any more wingers on fire in my opinion, but he's flying at the minute. Stuart the Bangor Bulldozer, Stuart McCluskey. Louis the Vegan Ludic. Jacob the Stock Cube Stockdale, and to finish it off we have Golden Balls himself, Charles Piatow. Very exciting lineup.
Good job, Tommy. We'll take you through a few replacements. I've just been handed an updated replacements list. We've got John Andrew, replacement hooker, Callum Black, replacement loosehead, replacement tighthead Ross Kane, Alan O'Connor in the engine room on the bench, Connor Joyce also making up the last forward replacement along with Matty Ray, and there's been a few added guys, I believe possibly from the game earlier, Nick Timoney, Steve Mulholland and Kieran Troudwell for the forwards. Let's hope they won't be collecting too many splinters in the backside this weekend.
And the backs on the bench we have Dave Shanahan, Sam Windsor at out half, we have David Busby on the back 3. We also have Johnny McPhillips covering 10 and Mark Best, who played very well earlier on, setting up a few tries to cover the centre also. So an exciting team, I think. You look at the Northampton team that they've brought, you have to be impressed with some of the players, with the squad that they've got. I mean, obviously coming off a very successful summer tour, we have their captain Dylan Hartley lining up to start. I'm sure it's going to be a fun place for him to be coming here today.
They have a plethora of internationals, but fortunately for Dylan, Rory Best isn't playing, so we don't get to share any pre-season friendly pleasantries.
Of course, lots of them that there would be, but would you say would be your matchups today, Dan?
I am looking forward to Louis Picamoles, another golden oldie from the French ages, going up against our very own golden oldie Roger Wilson. And for me, I'm looking forward to seeing how Cowboy Supper gets on against Big Kieran Brooks in the scrum for me.
For me, I'm looking at Golden Balls, Charles Piatow against maybe Golden Balls in the Northampton team, Ben Foden. I think two very exciting runners of the ball. With these dry conditions, I'm expecting them to really light it up tonight. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a lot of ball in their hands. Again, what you were saying with Louis Picamoles, that's a serious signing that Northampton made there.
Yeah, it is a big signing. Didn't play too well against us last year in the game for us against Toulouse, but he certainly can blow hot and cold. But when he's hot, he's certainly very hot. So this track will definitely suit him. Hopefully
Absolutely.
the big man can put a performance in. But not too good a performance.
You don't see many French signings coming abroad, do you?
You don't. Many moons ago, about 10 years, I played at Gloucester, and there was a few Frenchies then, but they were all big, nasty front row boys. But it's quite rare to see that many French boys to come over to England. Maybe when he signed, the pound was stronger than it is now. Maybe signed pre-Brexit.
Maybe he got up front.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd be happy with that if he did.
Yeah, maybe.
And then Pigeon Wilson, of course, against his old team.
Big
That's going to be an exciting one, isn't it?
Well, I actually heard last week he chased a former Ulsterman down the wing, Gareth Steenson, and hit his personal best speed over the last 3 years at 8.1 metres per second.
Very impressive.
Yes, and he also reminded Chris Hagan, our GPS guy, to go and remind Les that he's still alive in the old dog yet. So
I'll tell you what, I like to hear things like that too. PBs all round.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Roger will probably be reminding Les come turn of the year, trying to scrape another 1 year, 6 month contract together.
He's our version of Ryan Giggs, really, isn't he?
He is our version of Ryan Giggs.
I'll tell you, I think he had a hell of a performance though last week. Watching him, he was certainly one of the guys who stood up to the Exeter team. I think that for what people might call the old dog, there's still a lot of tricks in there. I mean, he's a hell of a player and certainly a big asset to us. We're going to need him to be firing this season 100% with the loss of Nick Williams, and obviously waiting for Marcel Coetzee to come over and to be fully fit.
Jeez.
We have it's going to be tough there in the back row, and I think Roger's going to have to be the main man.
Oh, absolutely. And I will say credit where credit's due. I think Matty Ray, from all I've heard this pre-season, has really impressed everybody. So if any of you know Matty Ray out there, for the 6 people listening this evening, I think he's had a great pre-season, and I think he's looking to advance from the academy. Anyway, here comes Northampton.
Northampton out onto the pitch,
doing the customary side steps and swirls and swivels and jumps.
Come on, lads! Silence the crowd. The usual stuff when you get here to the Kingspan Stadium.
Stretching the arms, making the t-shirt a little bit tighter on the guns.
Tell you what.
But they're looking well.
Old Dylan Hartley with the socks down this evening. That's an interesting look. He might be going for a spot of Gaelic football after this.
He's certainly meaning business anyway.
I think it's going to be massively down to the pack this evening. I think that the Northampton pack are going to be looking through their squad. They really do mean business, and they'll be looking to get out to the exciting. The likes of PC out on the wing there, Ben Foden, and also Harry Mallender is a player who has certainly been tipped over in England.
Yeah,
I know,
he had a good 20 World Cup,
with his dad as the coach. I think he normally plays out half, but he's been tipped as a prospect to look out for. And obviously with Owen Farrell and George Ford as the 210s over in England at the minute, getting an opportunity to play a bit of 12 would be good for him.
Ulster just ran out. Charles Piatow beating his chest, kiss of the fingers. Big Rodney Ieu shirt, quadruple XL shirt, just about reaching over that big belly of his. Big 130 kilo prop. Cowboy Supper's making sure there's enough tack on his hands to go just in case the ball lands on top of his head, which I very much doubt it will. Big Roger Wilson's about to lift the Bangor Bulldozer in the middle for the kickoff, and the referee's going to do the pleasantries, and here we go. A
big start for the new guys to Ulster, likes of Charles Piatow, Brett Heron. Big occasion for them here, and the ball's kicked off. Franco van der Merwe under a lot of pressure there, but I think it's Rob Herring's managed to seal it.
Tidying that one up. Robbie Dyack carries on 22. I think we're looking to set up a box kick for Paul Marshall. And true to form, puts on his right foot.
Big one for Jacob here now to put a bit of pressure on. That's a good kick
That's
by
a good
Paul
kick.
Marshall. There you go.
Lovely job. And
Nice.
Northampton line out.
That'll settle a few nerves for Paul. Obviously, he's a very experienced customer now with Ulster, but getting the chance to start here today be a good one for him, and a good kick there to start too.
Yeah, it was a good settler actually. And Northampton have a line out just inside our halfway line, and they chose to go for a full line out. I'm betting whatever money I have in my pocket on a drive. Oh, they actually lose
steal.
it. An underthrown throw from Dilla Hartley, and we turn the ball over.
Here we go, Ulster ball. Paul Marshall, scrum half, looking to set up a ruck. The Cowboy Supper taking it in.
Big
Pete
carry.
Brown.
Marshy up the back to Herring, yeah.
This is what we want to see. We want to see Stuart McCluskey getting up over the gain line, taking on Harry Mallender. An out half who maybe doesn't like to tackle quite so much, I'm not too sure, but certainly up against Stuart McCluskey, I don't think anyone really want to tackle that guy. Opportunity now to go wide if it's on here. Good ball. Put it through the hands. Again,
with
Stuart
that customary
McCluskey.
handoff.
He's a powerful boy.
Yeah, he's a big lad. Brett Herring.
Great carry, Roger
Bright
Wilson.
start from Brett. Dictating the forwards very well. Big Rodney from early action at the back to Brett. Lovely.
For such a big man, Rodney Ayew, he's got some skills.
He's a Twinkle Toes Ayew, maybe. Maybe I should have called him that. Jacob with a side step. I think the boys are looking to get their hands free early doors. That's offside. Yeah, offside.
Well done. Thank you, referee. We didn't need that. Luther Burrell, who some may say had a disappointing summer. I think it's a big opportunity for him. He's looking pretty big. He's looking pretty sharp at the minute. He's had a good pre-season. Thankfully, he's a little bit too fast off the mark for that one.
He was a bit too keen there, Luther. Call your jets.
Yeah.
Brett Herring looking to kick a penalty into the corner. Hopefully we can get this landed somewhere in the 22 and set up another attack.
I think it's very important for Ulster, really. They need a quick ball against these guys. There's a lot of big forwards in the Northampton team. We want to move them about the park. We've got, a fairly mobile back row. We've got very mobile second rows. We want to really shift the ball, try and get these big Northampton forwards blowing so we can try and take them on the outside.
On other news, it looks like Rob Herring possibly has dislocated his finger. Down just underneath us, hopefully not, but he looks like he's getting strapped up.
We hope they don't have to zoom in on that one. That's never a nice one to see. Yeah. It looks like he might need to go get that looked at, or maybe they're just strapping up, but that's going to take a few minutes just to get him sorted. Good opportunity for Ulster to regroup here again, get a nice setup. We've worked a lot on plays from this area of the pitch all week. Hopefully we can get off to a good start, get up over the gain line and try and create a few gaps.
Oh, here the customary look away.
Here it is, the look away.
There it goes.
It's like when you get a syringe in the arm, you kind of look away. You feel a little scratch. I think that's a little bit more than a scratch, that one anyway.
The crowd were geeing him up, getting them ready for it. But he's in safe hands. Experienced campaigner Gareth Robinson is. I think he's 15 years under the belt at this establishment.
The most capped Ulsterman, I would say.
I believe so. I say he's seen a few dislocated fingers in his time.
And Dr. Webb, with how those glasses that he's wearing, looks like he's struggling to see it.
The referee's giving him a custody hurry up. So I think we might be seeing John Andrew earlier than he anticipated. New physio Chris McNichols making his way on. Very casual. But not needed. Here he goes.
A big year for Rob Herring. I think getting the captaincy alongside Andrew Trimble is obviously, with Rory obviously being the national captain, it was felt that maybe a good opportunity to bring some new blood into the captaincy in Ulster here and maybe take the load off him and spread it a little bit. That's a good line out. Go on, Rodney.
Oh, big Rodney in the midfield.
That's a great carry.
There we go.
There we need some quick ball. Get them under pressure. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Northampton are certainly getting off the line fast. It looks like they're trying to blitz.
This has all the intensity of a league match, maybe even a European game.
There's a crossfield kick on here for Robbie Dyack. He's on the touchline. I don't know if they see it. It doesn't look like he does. Jacob Stockdale's got the ball in his hands a couple of times, which is good to see. The young fella, he had a great under-20s World Cup. Scored quite a few tries. He looks like he's playing very well.
Big Rodney carrying again. Lost the ball in contact there on the floor, and it's turned over by Northampton. A kick from Dylan Hartley. Not a bad kick, actually.
Had a Dan Tuohy written all over it, that did, on the little rubber.
Straight down the shin.
Turnover again for Northampton. Ulster need to look at that in the outside breakdown. That's 2 turnovers. They won't be happy with that so far.
Bit of
Again,
counter-rucking from Franco there.
PC's on the touchline here, looking dangerous. Hopefully they don't see the crossfield kick. I think Charles has come across to nullify that threat. There we are. Good.
Turned over in contact, and Ulster with their first scrum of the game.
Ball held up there. Northampton took it in and couldn't get the ball back, couldn't get it recycled, and of course it was a turnover to Ulster Rugby.
Oh, we just heard there's 1,000 people watching.
1,000 people, welcome. Who would have thought?
And there's about 1,000 people just about to switch off.
I'll give it 999. I know my mum will definitely be watching this. Give me a good old critical analysis of how we go.
Talking of Rory Best, he's just made his way down to the dugout in his jeans and moccasins.
You can see the shine of the floodlights off the top of his head.
Yeah, he's shaking what I believe is David Miller's hand, sharing a joke. And just about to engage in our first scrum. Cowboy Supper's about to come up against Big Kieran Brooks here, so let's see how he fares. Marshall about to feed the ball.
This will be a big test now for the new front row from Ulster with Rodney Ayew in there. Put the ball in, Paul, let's go. That's solid.
You could eat your dinner off the back of that.
That's a great scrum.
I'll have a bit of that.
As a back, that is what we want, and maybe that's not what the forwards want.
Go on, Rob.
But there's exciting play by Rob Little.
Great
offload. And here goes Charles. This is what we've all been looking forward to. We want to see that guy in space. He is a very, very classy operator.
He is
a lot of space in behind as well there.
Rodney again. Great pass,
well
Rodney.
Played.
Cutting in by Rob Herring there.
Well done. Set it up. Let's get the ball. He's off his feet, referee. Oh, his knee was on the ground.
Yeah, we get done with the home decision on that one from the ref.
Who's that? Tom Wood? He should know better than that. Oh, Pick'em it was. Of course, he's used to cheating. Of course, he is. That's a very disappointing decision. I think that a great break, great offload by Rob Little, and a nice break with Charles Piatow. He is not supporting his body weight, I don't think. Of course, we can be biased here on Ulster Rugby TV with our 1,000 listeners.
Welcome to any Northampton Saints fans listening today. You're not going to get a fair crack of the whip.
I apologise right now.
What do you expect? Dylan Hartley thrown in for a Northampton line-out. Have they taken a few numbers out? Yeah, they have. It's a 5-man line-out here. Justin Ulster's 10. Off
the top, nice ball. Bit of line speed needed by Ulster. The big man, Pick'em again. Looks like straight into the Bangor Bulldozer. Looks like he's held him up.
Yeah, he's getting no change there, is he?
Unlucky. Nice ball. That's a great hit by Rob Little. Great defence. Charles Piatow coming up on the outside, closing off that pass on the outside too. But that's very solid defence by Ulster. And looks like we could be in for a turnover here. Oh. Unfortunately, not supporting their body weight going into the breakdown. Good work. Good work by Louis Ludick to try and counter-ruck there, but if you come off your feet and use your hands on the ground, unfortunately, you'll be penalised for that.
Fortunately, in the spirit of pre-season, Stephen Myler's not taking the 3 points, and he's opted for a line-out, I would say, 15 metres from the Ulster line, just on the touchline in front of us, and I'm going to guess we're going to go for a driving line-out here.
The score, of course, is 0-0 at this stage. I don't know whether you'll be able to see that on the YouTube screens, but looks like it's a drop ball, knock on by Northampton. Excellent, good result.
Excellent defending. And we have Ulster's second scrum of the day.
Would you say that's a danger area for Northampton, their driving maul?
Well, I would say it's traditionally what they've built most of their game on. I think we'll take this time actually to reflect on some positive news with Ulster Rugby. Our physio, who's worked with the senior team, Jason, he is dad for the second time after his wife has just given birth to a newborn boy.
Congratulations, Jason.
20 to 3 in the morning on Tuesday. So, Jason, I promised I'll give you a shout out. Plus, you have to see off your pint now. So,
I hope to see him in on Monday morning. No slacking, Jason. Big scrum here again for Ulster in their own, deep inside their own half. Look to try and get this ball out of the danger area as soon as possible. Nice ball, Roger Wilson. Stuart McCluskey always gets over the gain line. Paul Marshall back to Brett Herron. Well held. Great hands by Brett. Set the ball up again.
There. He had to pick that one off his feet.
Paul Marshall hopefully has made touch with that kick. There we go. It's safe, but maybe I'd say Les Kiss probably wouldn't be too happy with that.
Not the cleanest of exits I've ever seen off the back of a solid scrum, so maybe a bit of pre-season rustiness there. We'll put that down too.
It's something that we work an awful lot at, is these exits, scrums in our own half, lineouts in our own half. because it's all about relieving the pressure. You know, you don't, when you get into this area, you need to get the ball out onto touch around the halfway line or a contestable kick to put them under pressure. Now Northampton have got a line out inside our 22. But great.
Another well-defended line out there. They chose to go to the front, big pick-a-moles. Looks like the boys have tried to drive them into touch to no avail, but certainly slow the Northampton ball down.
Need some line speed here now. Put Northampton back. Ulster have good numbers here, but what on the short side?
Hartley carries into our 22. Tackled by Andy Warwick.
Short side's always a threat on these areas, especially when you've got wingers with lightning feet such as PC and Tuohy do.
Tuohy do.
Tuohy do, yeah, of course. On Robbie Dyack, hopefully he can hold him up.
There's not many Tuohy do's in Monaghan, is there, Tommy?
No, he wouldn't find the odd. Oh, there we go. It's a good turnover. Andy Warwick is straight down on that ball.
Absolute beaver on the floor, that guy.
Here we go. We need to go and get this out of our own half. That's a great kick, Paul Marshall. We need a kind bounce here. Up, 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 and hit him. Oh, that's.
And Foden looks to counter-attack.
Oh, Rodney Ayew, what a tackle.
I don't think there was much intent in that one. And Foden.
They're going to go and look at this to see if there's a no-arms tackle here. But personally, I think whenever you have someone like Ben Foden running at a front row, certainly a tight head prop, Rodney Ayew almost 130 kilos, it's kind of hard for him.
To be fair to Foden, he actually just got up straight away and didn't milk that, to be fair. I think a penalty and a yellow card. Oh,
he actually got knocked out of the way by Tom Wood. You see it? It's very hard for Rodney Ayew to try and make his tackle when he's been blocked like that.
In the spirit of fairness in a pre-season game, I don't think a yellow card will suffice, but it is what it is.
It's great to see Rodney Ayew putting in big tackles like that. He's obviously a big signing coming from Connacht, who were so successful last year. He's been a good addition to the squad so far. Good lad off the pitch as well as on it.
He's a guy. He's a good guy.
Man of few words, but
you know,
you can hear him laughing a mile away.
But he's a father of four, so what do you expect?
Father of four, all under the age of about 6, so he's a busy man as well as that.
Northampton win a line out at the back of the line out. Well defended by Ulster, but remember now Ulster down to 7 against the Northampton 8, and it looks like they're getting a shove on the Ulster pack. And
well done. Looks like they got the ball to ground.
They've got a penalty though. Northampton have got a penalty, and they're probably going to be picking and going here.
Penalty.
A penalty on the Ulster 15 metres in from the touchline. I think that's from pulling it down, but I think that was probably a sensible penalty to give away.
Yes.
If there ever was a sensible penalty.
Absolutely. It'd be interesting to see now what Northampton do. Will they go for the corner or go for a scrum? It's a very dangerous place to defend from here. A scrum, certainly they can attack both ways. This is going to be a tough place to defend.
It looks like it's a scrum.
Normally what they might do is they could stick their 15 on the short side with winger, and it might split the Ulster defence.
We have a debut. Well, technically a pre-season game is kind of like a debut. It's not his first class debut, but Ross Kane has come on as a replacement tight head. Clive Ross has had to make way in the back row, so Ross Kane, an academy graduate, has had to come on because Rodney Ayew was sin-binned, and we're down to 7-man with a Bangor bulldozer. Looked like he's packing down at number 8. Probably not the smallest number 8 either.
This is exactly not what we want to be, down a person in the backs with Stuart McCluskey in the scrum. You would expect that Northampton could go either way. This is Paul Marshall territory. This is where he loves to be a sniping scrum half, but Northampton really, this
scrum's not going anywhere at the moment. The ball's been in.
The odds are in their favour. Here they go. Oh, they'll take that. Great defence, Louis Ludick. Well done. Might have taken a knock in the face for good measure, but good defence, because that's a very tough place to defend there. Numbers down.
Ulster certainly getting off the line and making their hits.
Northampton at the moment don't quite look to be firing all cylinders, but don't want to talk too soon, obviously. And there's me. He's put him in touch.
Fortunately, avoided the commentator's curse there, Tommy.
Might as well get in there early with that, Dan.
Oh. Well, here we have maybe a slight break in play. Might be a little knock on the far side, but Ulster certainly need to exit a little bit better than the last time.
Yeah,
they have a defensive line on our own 5-metre line, so we could be looking at a 4-man line out, possibly.
I think Ulster need to concentrate on their exits. You know, we've spent a little bit of time in our own half here. There's Paul McGee, actually, Mr. Dungannon himself, lounging, living it up in the Bank of Ireland box here this evening.
I'd say there's a... Is that a water he's holding?
It doesn't look like a water to me. Well, wouldn't be like him if it was.
Maybe that ice is melted in that vodka.
I'll have to tell Kirsten, his wife, he was on his best behaviour. Another man with about 3 or 4 kids at home. He's a busy man that he could get away here to watch the match, but good to see him.
Fair play to him. Great support here this evening on a sunny Friday night in possibly East Belfast.
Crucial line out, great take there.
Well won by the forwards.
Ooh.
And a free penalty to Ulster
For
what I think was
leaving the line out to her,
too
going
many
over the
numbers,
15.
I think, maybe, or closing the gap. I'm not too sure. Doesn't really matter. That's a soft penalty to give away from Northampton there, to be
It's
fair.
the sun is blocking us down, because we should really know that, probably, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Of course we should.
And Brett Herring relieves a little bit of pressure. We're up to nearly the Ulster 10. We could do with a bit of attacking play, because we're 12.5 minutes into the game and still 0-0 and no sign of any scores just yet.
Just as you say that, the band has kicked in with a bit of stand up for the Ulstermen. Hopefully this can inspire the boys. Again, Stuart McCluskey getting well over the gain line. Great carry. It looks like Northampton are going round the corner. They're following Ulster. They kind of know what we're doing a little bit. Maybe a switch back to the short side may actually work quite well against them.
A nice little tip on from Sausage Supper to Roger Wilson, who drives his leg in contact, makes a couple of metres.
This is exactly it. This is the short side.
Nice
Luther
pass from
Burrell
Louis.
shooting out of the line.
Robbie Little will be thanking Franco not at all for that pass there.
You can see Luther Burrell coming up hard out of the line there and cutting out that pass, because Ulster actually had numbers there but couldn't make the most out of it. Well, get down on that ball, Louis.
Well won by
done
Charlie.
by Charles. Here he is. Very, very explosive. Then when that man takes it into contact, you know all about it.
A little bit loose here, but
there
there could be a break on the... Go on, Louis.
Chance for Louis Ludick to break there. Get good, clean ball. It's all about clearing our lines now at this stage. Playing in a 22 is kind of playing into Northampton's hands a little bit.
Another carry from Roger Wilson. Back to Paul Marshall, and looks like he's going to set up the box kick, which he does. A good
It's
chase
a good
from
chance for Jacob Stockdale to get up and claim this.
Oh, he loses it in contact. Good
That's
tackle,
a great
Marshy.
tackle by Paul Marshall.
And Robbie Dyack gets the scraps on the floor.
Good turnover. Let's go. Time
Can
for
move
Ulster
this
to
here.
shift the ball here. Oh, that's
well held by Pete, and good leg drive as well by the big man. Sets up for the ball, Paul Marshall again. Back to Rob Herring. Off the left hand to Louis Ludick.
Northampton looking pretty stacked line of defence here. That's
we win on penalty. And
oh, here he goes, Paul Marshall, his favourite. His signature move is the quick tap, and won another penalty 10 metres away. Well done, Paul Marshall. This is exactly what he loves to do. He loves to be that threatening scrum half around the fringes. Quick taps, putting them under pressure. Certainly with this Northampton pack, we need to keep them on their back foot.
And here come the subs, stretching their legs. We're the customary 15 minutes into the game. The subs will get up, probably taken by Kevin Geary, our S&C coach, and they're going to go behind the posts. And Brett Herron puts a lovely kick into the Northampton 22, and Ulster line out. Chance to attack.
Yes, this is what we want to see. We haven't seen Ulster into the Northampton half for a while. Good opportunity deep inside the Northampton 22.
What are we talking here, Tommy? We're going to go off the top, or are we going to drive this one? We're forward. Oh, yeah, we're forward down.
We're forward down at the moment. I think you will see Stuart McCluskey again coming straight down the Stephen Myler's channel, try to get over the gain line. I would like to see us hit up in the midfield and come back down the short side, because I think that Northampton are folding their players pretty heavily around the corner and putting us under pressure.
A 5-man line out with Roger Wilson standing at scrum half. Looks like it could be a drive. This one. Oh, it's overthrown.
That's annoying now. Disappointing there in
Tom
such
Wood
a good
relieves
position.
a little bit of pressure. Peartow picks it up just inside Northampton half. Dances way past a couple of players. Steps up the ball. Paul Marshall to Brett Herron. Brett Herron to Roger Wilson. Another carry for the big man. We could be close to double figures.
That's a great carry from Roger.
McCluskey carrying it up on the short side. Still in the Northampton 40. Back to Brett Herron. Ooh, we're going to see a crossfield. 2-on-1. Great take from Peartow. Great offload. We could be in for a try here. And we are.
A super try. Great take by Charles Piatow in the area. Great kick by Brett Heron. And super hands by Rob Little to put Louis Ludick away. Great try from Ulster. The Ulster crowd are going crazy here at the minute. They're delighted to see the first real bit of Ulster attack here.
Absolutely.
And a very good win. A very good try.
That was a good outcome considering the line-out was just a little bit overthrown. Managed to get the scraps and create something after all. And there's a great kick from Brett Heron. But Louis Ludick coming in at 13 today. Not a familiar position for Louis in an Ulster shirt, but he followed that play very well.
He'd be delighted with that. And we see Rob Little stepping up with the kick here as well.
I didn't know he could kick.
Yes, that boy can do everything.
He seems that way.
Give assists for tries, and then he's going to step up with the kick too. A very talented kid.
I heard this week he is also a milk farmer.
Yes. Every day he goes home from training pre-season, the tough fitness that we do, and you chat to Rob Little, the lads are heading off for coffee or heading off to play the PlayStation, these young fellas. But not Rob Little, he's heading home to do the silage, to take in the hay or take in...
Getting stuck into some others, is he? Good on him. Let's see what he's got here in the locker.
That's a super kick,
brilliant
straight
kick
through the middle.
Ulster lead 7-0, and we have exactly 18 minutes on the clock gone. And pretty positive 18 minutes, I would say. Good defence. A little bit concerning exits, but when we've looked at attack, we've looked pretty sharp, to be honest.
It's pre-season. It's always going to be a little bit of rustiness. A couple of guys here really only getting their first game, first hands on the ball. But I think they'd be pretty enthused with that. A good try, almost out of nothing. Disappointed with the line out in 22, but to come back with a score like that, an excellent start and get the crowd really up into this match.
A good take from Franco there off the Northampton kickoff. Has set up a maul that's a little bit static, so also we might be looking to move this ball to Brett Heron for a possible kick, unless Marshy's going to kick it off the back.
Looks like it. The Northampton guys are getting hard off the line. You have Charles Piatow's left foot also as a weapon there. That's a super offload. And a great line by Louis Ludick. He's got Rob Little on his inside.
Oh!
That's a great run by Louis Ludick and super offload.
Pickamo's at it again. He's at it again.
Charles Piatow again showing his class there with that break and offload to Louis Ludick, but a super line by Louis.
We've seen ourselves a yellow card. I believe it could be Louis Pickamo's for pulling back.
Or it was a high hit, I think, on Louis Ludick.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take that, and then taking the scrum half off his feet as well.
So
very cynical play by the French number 8.
The Kingspan faithful gave him a rendition of Cheerio as he walked off to the pitch. And he's going to take a not so well-deserved 10-minute break. Just on the naughty step, I think. A
good chance for Ulster now to get another 3 points.
Stu Oldham comes and brings the tea on for Rob Little. Rob, a man of many talents.
Did a bit of conditioning this morning with Stuart Olding. That man has got lightning feet.
He's sharp as a tack,
isn't he? He is. It is ridiculous. They were actually giving him awards for 2 tries because he was making such a fool out of everybody. And they were losing by about 6 tries, so our team were carving it up.
Wow.
Great kick.
Say more. We're 100% record for Robbie Little here.
Well done, Rob Little. 10-0 and 20 minutes gone.
Straight down the throat, that one. That was a beauty.
Doesn't look too nervous, does he, for his first start here?
Well, a little story about Rob Little. He actually didn't bother turning up for the team run last week before the game against Exeter. He didn't think we had to come in the day before a game.
Didn't fancy it, I gather. Probably on the farm, of course. Busy man.
I think he was just going to meet us up at their, apparently meet his boys at the airport.
Who would have thought? You have to train. Who would have thought? Professional rugby, that's the way it is. Great take by Jacob Stockdale. Good, strong boy.
Big Rodney back on the pitch, yep. We're back to the full complement of 15 players.
Jacob Stockdale. Oh, that's a bit of a speculator pass there, but well picked up by Louis Ludick again, who's been really impressive so far. He's made a couple of great runs and a super pass.
Another tip on from Andy Warwick there.
Oh,
stolen on the floor.
This is danger area with Northampton. Ulster build a solid line.
Oh, Robbie Dyke got bumped off there by Kieran Brooks. Northampton just into the Ulster 22 now. Going down the short side again. Foden with quick hands.
It's a good tackle. Need to put that man into touch. He's a danger man.
Is that the Toluda guy?
I think so.
Good tip on from
it's a knock on. Here we go. Let's go.
Here goes Piatow.
Time to counter-attack here.
Filthy feet.
Another man like Stuart Holding with absolutely crazy feet. A hard man to defend one-on-one.
Big Stu straightens up the line. Hold on a minute.
McCluskey, a man the size he is, also has good feet, but you don't see it too often as he's...
Hold on a minute. I think I've seen Stu McCluskey with a top knot.
He does not. A top knot. Who's he? Conor McGregor?
I don't know. I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me from
ponytail.
The guy's got a top knot.
Playing
anyway,
in the Ulster jersey. I don't believe it.
Ulster playing enterprising rugby in their own half. Actually not looking to kick, looking to keep the ball alive. Paul Marshall down the short side to Charles Piatow. He could probably step anyone in a phone booth.
This is what we want to see. Dry weather, ball in hand, passes being thrown all over the place. Few offloads. That's where Ulster will be at their most exciting.
What I heard last week, the boys, when they came off the bench against Exeter, were offloading at will and scored a couple of tries.
Yeah, I gather that made the difference.
Clive Ross a little bit isolated, but fights well on the floor to get the ball back.
Oh, it's nice.
From Paul Marshall. Robbie Little chasing down this near
Could
side.
be a dangerous one. Put him under pressure. It's a good tackle. Put him to ground. There's a lot of blocking off the ball here by Northampton. Very clever. The referee hasn't quite picked up on it.
Northampton look to be at 6s and 7s here, so hopefully we should put pressure on this kick here from Myler. No pressure whatsoever, no big deal. And Brett Herron gathers the ball just outside his own 22 and passes it to Jacob Stockdale for his left hand.
Opportunity for Jacob to get up and reclaim this. That's a great take.
Great take.
Well done.
Clean out from Pete Brown.
Good chance.
Andy Warwick takes the pick and go.
Chance for Ulster to go now. Need quick ball to shift it. Oh, the referee. Thank you.
And Marshall
there we
takes
go,
another
Paul
quick
Marshall,
tap.
exactly. This is what he wants.
Lee Dixon, and he goes again. He's on his own, looking for support. Good tackle from Tom Wood.
Well done.
Great support from
Great
Robbie
offload.
Dyack.
It's on to go right here. If we could just shift it. There we go.
It's a 5-on-2, and it's going to Charlie walking into the
on
corner.
the outside. There's a great try. Well done, Ulster. Great rugby.
Ulster are looking really, really dangerous when the game becomes more fractured.
This is it, pre-season rugby. This is what we want. The guys are looking fit, looking fast, and I mean, a super quick tap by Paul Marshall, and then the offload, Robbie Dyack. When he was in danger, could have been turned over. Robbie was there on his shoulder.
And we're up to 15-0, and superstar Robbie Little, I think, is going to have another crack at goal here. He is, from the far touchline.
It's hard to argue who's taller between him and Stuart Holding there. Two of them.
Not really
He's
scratching much above 5'9", are they?
No, I don't think so.
We also have Chris McNichol, our new physio, on his debut for Ulster Rugby.
A big day for him there.
The man from Draperstown.
Just back from the Rio Olympics as well.
Yeah, I believe so. He said he was working hard there for Team GB with the Sevens.
Yeah, I think he got to watch most of it. I don't think he was too busy.
He's been working hard on my ankle and your knee respectively,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, he's been excellent so far since coming in. A great addition to the Ulster Rugby backroom. Big kick now for Rob Little. He doesn't look too phased so far, does he? I mean, he's...
Looks like he could be ordering a G&T in town, but up he steps and he gives it a good wallop.
Oh, he's nailed it from the touchline.
We're 3 from 3 here for Robbie Little.
I think we need to move this man to out half and get him off the wing. He's looking too good. That's the hard part. He has to run all the way back into his position over here and hoping that they're not going to kick it down his throat.
And you are hoping they're going to kick it down his throat. 17-0 to Ulster. And
25 minutes gone.
Yeah.
A super start by Ulster. Certainly the last 5 or 10 minutes they've been excellent. And again,
another well-taken ball by Franco. Dummies an offload to Robbie Dyack, but takes it on his own. A one-man lift from Big Rodney there.
Ulster really looking on their toes. Northampton are a little bit sluggish getting around at the moment.
I think we can get him short here if this ball goes into Piatow's hands.
This is what we want to see. This is what the crowd want to see. And certainly with Charles Piatow being the man to score that try, that's got the Ulster crowd full of voice.
Northampton receive the box kick and take play up to their halfway line and look to set up a maul. Lee Dixon looks left and right, decides to go left. Tackles by Franco and Andy Warwick.
Great
Jacqueline
tackle
for the ball.
by Andy Warwick. Stephen Myler going for the kick, putting that pressure.
To be honest, he didn't have much choice, to be fair. Great take from Charles. Presents the ball back.
They're looking short on the open side here. Ulster have another opportunity to run it.
Clive Ross taking the ball, offloading to
great feat by Stuart
top knot
McCluskey.
McCluskey has got a top knot. I can see it from here. This is outrageous.
Nice feet by Rodney Ayew. And we're on again. Ulster Rugby are really looking to
Stuart McCloskey back in the game again, puts the ball to
spread the ball about a bit.
And
Well
Louis
done.
Ludic gathers.
Oh,
unlucky.
Disappointing. Good play by Ulster.
I think the forwards are going to be thankful for that breaking play. Because some of them are absolutely wrecked.
It's pretty fast so far. Good to watch, though.
Yeah, Clive Ross with his hands on his head.
Northampton, I know, well, both teams pretty much have 30 people here today, so they've lots of subs to bring on. I know most of these guys playing in the first half for Northampton will probably be changed by half-time, so not too much longer. Another just over 10 minutes for them to go. Looks like that can't come quick enough.
Plenty of Northampton forwards with their hands on their hips, breathing in a bit of this fresh air. Belfast has to offer tonight. And we are scrum on Northampton's 10-metre line.
That's it. Northampton are down a man here, so it's a good opportunity for Ulster to put them under a bit of pressure. They'll be wanting to get this ball in and out as quick as they can.
Who have they gone from the flank? I don't think they've gone with the flanker. They've gone for 7, backing themselves in the scrum, and Northampton are. This would be a good chance for Clive Ross to make it to the first breakdown.
So Tom Wood is captain for Northampton. Was he captain last year ahead of Dylan Hartley, or is it just a bit like Ireland and Ulster with Dylan being the captain of the national team?
Quite possibly, yeah. Tom Wood, an old teammate of Callum Black at Worcester.
Yeah. I wonder if Callum will get him over to his house to sample his very fancy coffees that he's making for everybody in the squad.
Great scrum from Ulster there.
His Instagram account, the Baldy Barista. If you want to check it out, you might even get a free cup of coffee off him.
If you're into your latte art, he's a man to go and speak to.
He certainly is, but he does a mean flat white.
Yeah, so I've heard. I'm more of an espresso man, so I'm still waiting for my delivery. But I think he's got boys on a €5 a week delivery to some of the staff at work.
I think there's a queue, actually. I got one the first day, actually. I put my order in early, but I think that'll be the last one we'll be getting for a while. He has a lot of guys requesting their flat whites, and I don't think he's too fast at doing them, so might be waiting a while. We're break and play here now.
Gigi off head physio is looking after the star man tonight, Robbie Little, making sure he's nice and hydrated. And we have all the boys running on to offer beverages. Unfortunately, they are the non-carbonated variety.
Yes, I think a little bit of Powerade is about as good as you're going to get out there. Maybe even, yeah, no, I'm afraid it's just a drop of water or Powerade, that's it. And at this stage of the game, the way the ball's been thrown about, anything you can get is a bonus.
Could we ask the guy in behind us how many viewers are we up to at the moment?
Any idea? Bit of a technical glitch obviously in the background here.
2,000.
2,000 people.
We've doubled it.
Wow. Keep them coming. Call your mates. Get them onto YouTube. To hell with coming to the match. I tell you what, we're going to be doing this. Well, hopefully we'll be back playing soon actually, so maybe not have to do it too long.
Let's hope they tell him YouTube and not the other tube. That apparently is floating about.
Really? Haven't heard much about that. Huh? What's that? Anyway.
Ulster put into the scrum, 8 against 7. Pickamore still... he's actually got his hands on the hit there. Waiting to come on from his sin binning. Louis
nice
Ludic,
ball.
Lovely wrap around with Paul Marshall.
Oh, wow. Great.
Welcome to the seniors, Harry Mallender. Charlie Piatow reminded him who's boss. Great carry from Roger Wilson into the Northampton 22.
We've seen a lot of that. Charles Piatow with Wasps last year and, of course, with the All Blacks. He is a very, very talented guy. That looks like it was a tackle around the knees, I would say, without arms as well.
Very, very similar to the one Rodney Ayew got yellow carded for.
I think that's harsh.
Game's just come a little bit disjointed since Ulster's last score in the last 5 minutes. I think Pickamoles has entered the fray for Northampton, so we're back to the full complement again.
It's certainly what you do not want to be getting coming up against for poor Harry Mallender there. One-on-one with Charles Piatow with plenty of space. He can step you, he can go inside you, outside you, over the top of you, or, well, bounce you and over the top.
I actually saw him in training at Perry Park this week. Step 5 players in one side step.
I've been teaching him everything I know, in fairness, and it really is paying off.
I can see that.
Another break and play here again. Looks like another knock to the tight head for Northampton.
That man is certainly built for comfort and not speed.
That man is a big unit. Again,
he?
another one with the socks around the ankles. It really is a bit of a thing for the Northampton pack, is it?
I couldn't be doing that. My calves are way too small.
Well, maybe that's what it is. The calves are a bit small. The socks can't stay up. Maybe they saw the Ulster Rugby at the the sun coming out. They weren't expecting it. Thought they might get a bit of a tan. Heat wave is what I was told this week. Haven't felt it too much myself.
No, the last couple of days have been grand, but we've been hiding in the gym underneath the stadium. Lee Dixon's about to feed into the Northampton scrum on their 22, looking to exit, maybe even run.
31 minutes gone and 17-0 to Ulster. A very strong first half to be delighted with. Good opportunity now to put them under pressure and not let them get out of their own half
Milo
easily.
relieves a little bit of pressure and also have a line out just in their own half. I think that's enough, linesman. That will do.
That's a good kick. Good clearance by Milo there. Shows when done right, exits can be so simple. Ulster getting set up quickly. Rob Herring trying the old face, trying the ball.
Dislocated finger doesn't look like it's affecting him too much. The Cowboy Supper puts his order in from the chippy.
I'll have a couple of sausages, a few beans.
Oh, that's textbook.
Textbook.
That's Roger Wilson front ball.
That's
We've
exactly
seen that before.
that's what the backs don't want. We don't want front ball. We want the ball off the back so we can attack.
Nice at the back from Robbie Dyke to Brett Heron.
Play by
and a lovely grubber actually.
Brett, the hitman Heron.
I'll be honest with you, this is the first sight I've really seen of Brett, apart from a few highlights from the Exeter game, and he's actually had a very good game, looking very composed with the ball in hand, a few nice little touches with the boot.
Yeah, he's been good. I know, obviously, with the Super 3 test matches that Paddy Jackson had over the summer and the way he played last season, you know, he really has come into his own in this Ulster Rugby team. But for someone like Brett Heron to come in, you know, his first year to go and pull the strings like he is at the minute, it's really promising.
Well, I've heard he's had a few ACL injuries that he's got back from. He's looking extremely fit. Great defensive work there from Ulster, forcing Northampton back and making it hard for them to exit.
Oh, yes. Harry Melder didn't look too keen on that one, did he?
Talk about throwing it up and swinging a boot at it.
I think the Bangor Bulldozer, he was worried he was coming straight for him, top knot or not.
Yeah, he's not phased.
I can actually see the little ponytail bouncing there, looking...
I don't know. I mean, I'm not jealous of it because obviously I can't grow a top knot, but maybe it's the whole...
Maybe it's the way forward.
Maybe it's the whole thing. He's just actually bought a new puppy, a Chow Chow.
A very
Chow
cute
Chow called
dog together, yeah.
Binksy. I wonder if him or his missus chose that name. I think you can go figure out that one yourself. Ulster with a 6-man line-out. Clive Ross standing at scrum half. A little bit of to and fro, but we win the ball at the back on Pete Brown, and we set up a maul that's a little bit cultured, but we're going to get this one going now. Driving it a couple of metres, looking to get into the Northampton 22. Paul Marshall's pointing his little fingers.
It's a penalty against Northampton for dragging it down. Good opportunity now for Northampton really slowing that down. That's a perfect opportunity when you see a penalty like that for Ulster to have an attack. You've really got nothing to lose. It's exciting play here by Brett Heron, though. It looks like he's going to go for the corner. The crowd are coming into voice.
Very confident Brett Herring this evening.
This is exactly what we want. We want to play exciting rugby in front of the home support here. And it looks like they're enjoying every bit of it.
And he nudges us down to the Northampton.
Excellent. Pretty much
about 6
meters outside. This is a great attacking opportunity now for Ulster.
I dare to say it, Tommy, but I've been not very impressed with Northampton's pack tonight. A little bit lackadaisical, if I'm being honest with you. Let's see how they defend this attacking lineup from Ulster. Been working on a few driving lineups all week, so it's another 6+1 line out with Clive Ross at scrum half, so we could be dotting down here. Throw to the back to Rob Dyack.
Safe pair of hands, Robbie Dyack at the back there.
And a nice setup.
Great position.
Yeah. I'd like to see the Bangor Bulldozer making this. Here he comes in now. He's making his presence
aware. Looks like they're going to need him. It looks like there he is over the line.
Time.
That's a comfortable try by Ulster. What a great setup.
Forwards coach Alan Clark will be delighted with that one. Who's going to take the credit?
Captain Rob Herring straight in there, stealing the ball at the back. What an easy job he has. Look at that.
That is dirty. Of course, now, Tommy, the new rule is you can't you have to pass the ball back. You can't just slip yourself to the back as a ball. Yep.
When's that new rule come in?
This season, you have to pass the ball back. So you'll possibly, if any betting people out there, might be seeing a few hookers score a few more tries this season.
Okay, there we go.
Or number
Interesting.
sevens.
Well,
You can't just slide yourself back.
You can tell the forwards are pretty happy with that.
Ulster lead 22-0, and with 35 minutes gone, Free From Desire is blaring out on the stereo.
Who are we going to say is on fire this evening?
I would say, if we were to replace Will Grigg, I would say Robbie Little, possibly.
A winger, right, okay.
Funny that.
I think Pete Brown's on fire. Here we go. Na, 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 na,
I can't really say anyone's having a bad game, to be honest.
Pete Brown's on fire.
Your line out is terrified.
I like it.
Come on, Robbie, let's go 100% here. 2,000
supporters out there listening in. Bring it next week. Dragons at home next week, obviously, for Ulster Rugby. First round of the Pro 12, an exciting start. And I think all the boys are looking forward to getting into it.
Robbie here steps up for his 4th kick of the night and slots it over confidently.
Very impressive. Very impressive kicking by Rob Little.
Nonchalantly runs away, as if he played 150 games for Ulster. And in fact, this is just his 2nd, I believe. Fair play to him. All from the boot. He's up to the tally of 8 points this evening.
Excellent.
Very sharp. A switch kick off from Stephen Myler. Straight on to Robbie Little.
Straight to him. And a good take.
Sets up the ball.
Sets it back nicely. Paul Marshall had to go from the other side of the pitch, but Ulster Andy Warwick there just spilt it, but it went backwards. We're okay.
I can tell you now, if it was a pasty, you would have catched it.
Paul hitting Clive Ross, trucking the ball up quickly, getting set up now, and I presume the ball will go back to Brett Heron. Nope, it's a penalty
for holding on. Good work on the floor there by Alex Waller, the Northampton loosehead.
Tuohy Picamoll wanting to take it quick there, but doesn't quite have the pace of Paul Marshall, thankfully.
And Myler dabs it down into Ulster's territory. I would say, hazard a guess, 7 or 8 metres out from the Ulster line. And, well, hopefully for Ulster, they steal this one like they have done for the last couple of
a nice shot by somebody in the crowd there to knock the flag out of the linesman's hands. Probably the straightest line-out throw we've seen so far tonight. Dylan Hartley lining up with the line-out. Talk to us, Dan. This is your cup of tea.
They've gone straight to the front to Big Louis, and they're setting up a driving line-out, which, you know, it's not the best option if you're driving, as we've shown with Robbie Dyke driving from the back. It gives you a bit more option. And Ulster defending that very well so far.
To nullify that.
Trying to get a second shove on from Northampton here, and the
ball's been shifted out.
Good tackle from
Great tackle by Brett Heron. And need to get set again. Ulster have really flown around the corner, looking energetic, getting their
Robbie Dyke on the wrong side, set. Probably gone a little bit too high there. Lee Dixon take a quick tap, and he's trying to bury his way into the try line.
Wilson.
Picamoll's back. Oh, Robbie Little! Oh yeah, he's on. This game's on.
He's away here. He's
one-on-one with Foden. One-on-one with Foden.
He is quick. He is very quick.
Well great tackle from Ben Foden. Has to be said. And the ball's still alive.
Ben Foden had the angle on him, but super line break, super intercept by Rob Little. He really is on fire at the moment. Ulster under a lot of pressure. That's exactly what we need.
Na 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 na.
Go on, Pete Brown. Intelligent defence by Ben Foden, in fairness, used all the experience that he had, didn't quite give him the inside.
Was a good tackle. See, Tommy, I thought he was going to go for the hamstring excuse there, but he dug the heels in there, did Ben Foden, and made a very good tackle.
He did very well. Showed exactly why he's such a well thought of fullback. Probably not got much of an opportunity with the England setup for a while, but
they've got some decent enough fullbacks in that England setup, to be fair.
A lot of competition there. Here's Roger Wilson finally joining the scrum. Decided to take it easy, and someone seems to be going off with a bit of an injury there. Looks like one of the backs for Northampton.
Well, he's got wrapped around his head.
I think it's actually the scrum half. I think it's Lee Dixon who took a dive for the line and maybe copped a bit of a...
Might be Roger Wilson's
knee to the
He would have been an old teammate of Pidge's, so maybe that was a bit of revenge for something. I don't know.
I think a little bit of a friendly welcome back to Belfast, of course.
Why not?
Looks like he's gone in for the concussion protocol, of course, which all us players have to do nowadays. We do the questions and balance tests and everything in pre-season, so they have a baseline for us. He'll then go into the back and meet a specific doctor who'll take him through that test, who will decide whether he's capable of carrying on or not.
Hopefully he's absolutely grand and no problem at all. Good solid scrum from Ulster again. Marshall hits at McCluskey.
It's a nice ball.
Straight over the gain line. Malander and Myler did not want to know there.
You do not want to be tackling him at full steam.
Franco didn't.
Franco wasn't quite the man to be getting that. Maybe the forwards were a little bit slow around the corner. Rodney, that's a great carry again by the big man. And a good clean out as well.
Big Pete stepping up.
Pete setting his hair on fire there.
He is. Sausage Supper's dropped another one.
Oh, it's an intercept. I think they'll go back to the knock-on, unfortunately.
I would have just allowed it just for the top knot alone. And the referee blows up for
half-time. An exciting first half by Ulster so far, 24-0. I think they'll be delighted going in there at half-time. And, you know, you can see by on their toes, jogging in there, the Northampton guys looking a bit tired. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of substitutions from Northampton this second half.
Hopefully the 2,000 of you enjoyed mine and Tommy's dual commentary debut.
Yes, well, I tell you what, we'll hopefully be back out onto the pitch very soon, but I think life after rugby, this has got us written all over it then. Here come the little boys and looks like girls actually.
Yep.
Mini rugby.
I believe this one's a girls team, yep. And they've got a keen referee in the middle.
Unfortunately, the information they provide us here, we're not exactly too sure who the teams are. You obviously can't see it. Do you want to point the camera at the mini rugby here for a bit of exciting?
They're shaking their head. I don't think they're too interested.
I think the lads have gone. The cameramen have headed off for a cup of coffee and a bit of a tea break here, so they've decided enough of that.
So, Tommy, what do you think the second half? We'll get the boring rugby chat out of the way, and then we can open up a little bit and give some of our YouTube listeners a little insight into the goings on at Ulster Rugby. So what do you think Ulster Rugby need to change for the second half, if anything at all?
I think it's been a very good first half, certainly after the disappointment of Exeter last week. And there was a lot of heads down coming back after that game and maybe a few stern words, but certainly the first half from the guys here has been excellent. I think they'll be delighted going in there at half-time. They really look like they are moving the ball very well from side to side. The dry ball is suiting them, and hopefully the rain stays off, and hopefully we can keep playing some enterprising, exciting rugby.
Yeah, our backs have certainly been looking a threat. Charles Piertel, Louis Ludick, Robbie Little, all the boys been playing well, and from broken play, I think we've been the most dangerous. Good to see the forwards get over for a nice drive and line-out try as well.
Well, that's it. I think that we said at the start that the forwards are going to be the ones who are really going to determine how this game goes. And, you know, looking at the pack that Northampton have brought here today, the experience that they have, you know, the Ulster pack have really put it up to them.
Let me have a look at some of the subs. I noticed a few names from the Northampton team, no disrespect to the rest of them. Kampezi Ma'afu.
Right.
I believe I've heard of before. And Paul Hill, a recent England international. Courtney Laws, of course, a fantastic second row.
What about Jordan there?
Where am I looking here? Jordan. For any Northampton fans that know Geordie, that is one hell of a surname to pronounce, isn't it?
Big Geordie. Reece Marshall might be a bit easier.
No.
Chaif.
Jordan will do. Sam Dixon, also a good back row player. JJ Hanrahan, former Munster player.
Looking forward to seeing him. He obviously was a big move for him to move to Northampton last year. I believe went quite well, so hopefully he'll get a bit of a run out this half.
And who were you looking to see coming off the extended Ulster bench? A few of these guys have obviously played earlier on, but they probably won't see much game time unless they're absolutely needed.
I can't imagine a couple of lads like David Busby, Mark Best will see too much of the ball here this evening. Obviously haven't played before this game, but again, like you said earlier on, Matty Ray has been very, very promising in pre-season this year. A lot of people are speaking very highly of him. Alan O'Connor, who's had his trouble with injuries, but is a very tough cookie and a man that will be relishing getting himself out there again.
I'll tell you now, Alan O'Connor's 24 going on 44, but that high fade he's wearing at the minute, I believe he goes to the Turkish barbers on the Belmont Road.
I do not know where the hell that man goes for his haircut.
I can almost guarantee they're laughing behind his back when they go out, and that high fade is quite something.
Well, you'll certainly recognise Joycey when he comes on. He has got the most Irish ginger hair you've ever seen.
Coming back from a perforated eardrum he sustained in training, Conor Joyce's head will be heavily strapped if he does make it onto the pitch. The Baldy barista will probably be getting the second 40 minutes, I would say.
Callum Black, yes,
After,
straight in there.
I actually thought Cowboy Supper had a good 35 minutes until he dropped a few balls, so his face was beetroot red by the end of it.
Scrummaging wise, though, I think he was very good. Himself and Rodney Ayew with Rob Herring, of course, I think really putting it up to Northampton Pack in the front row. But as you say, Callum Black, a good opportunity from here. You know, very.
Oh, what a try from the girls! I hope you're seeing these footage.
Wow,
that's an absolute.
Get her signed up.
Unbelievable try.
Well done. Looked like the referee was struggling to keep up there. Is that Rory Best at scrum in refereeing? He's certainly got the belly.
And the hair as well. And they're green and reds to kick off after that try.
Nice. Looks like she's not quite looking for the pass. Doesn't look like she needs to. Easy as that.
A quick reply.
Wow. Too easy. I wish it always looked that easy. Bit of chat now going among the girls in red here.
I would say they're just swapping tactics there.
Pointing a few fingers here, not too happy.
That defence was
a little bit suspect.
A little bit suspect, yeah. Our defensive coach, Joe Barracat, will be pleased with the work the boys have been doing in the first half. Old Bob Barker.
Oh, and straight through.
This is not a game for the defensive coaches, this one.
This is very enterprising rugby. This is like our conditioning games we were doing earlier. It was end-to-end stuff. And unfortunately, when that happens, there's a whole lot of running, so it's quite hard work. You can see them coming back. They look like they're blowing a little bit.
A few subs looking like they're interested to get on. I think they're on the far side, maybe another team.
I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing them getting their photo done for this. This is obviously sponsored by Sentry here today, but the Ulster photographer, of course, John Dixon, a man who is hard to miss in the middle of the pitch there by his luminous yellow jacket.
I believe they got that yellow jacket from Decathlon, because that was the only place that did a big enough one. I think they had to sew a tent together.
It looks like, I think he was obviously came across a bit of roadworks on the way to the match and he nicked it off some fella holding a lollipop. You'd be doing well to get a jacket to fit big old John. So
he's a big fella. A good man himself, a Ballina man, a big stalwart.
A very proud Ballina man, yes. I'm sure he'll be down there. I'm sure there's a match in Hinch this weekend. He'll be down there supporting after this.
And in the far side,
hopefully he doesn't bring that jacket.
Try area, I believe I see two of the Doak boys, both talented footballers, both talented rugby players, and I believe both talented cricketers as well. Much like their older man who was a bit of a spin bowler in his day, wasn't he?
So he was a hell of a cricketer. I think for any kids who want to be ball boys at the Ulster matches, you are going to do well to get past the two Doak sons. They have been doing this for a long time, but very talented sportsmen, the two of them. So it won't be long, I'm sure, till we see them in Ulster colours at some stage.
I would say so, yeah, absolutely. Everyone enjoying the festivities?
I tell you what, you'd think, I'm sure when Jim Neely or the late Bill McLaren and stuff would have been doing this sort of commentary, you would have thought you would have got a nice cup of coffee or a few biscuits, all the hard work that we've done last week, Dan, but we're sharing a bottle of water here today in the Kingspan Stadium.
We already finished off that caramel square I bought us earlier.
Didn't want to mention that.
And here come an unnamed brand of sweets around the corner.
Of course, the crew in the back have been helping themselves to a few jellies.
The only problem is,
I'd like to thank you very much.
They're harder than Callum Black's head. So this could make some dodgy listening.
This could be a few broken teeth, I'm afraid, to the listeners, that we're going to have to listen to a bit of chewing.
I think we're about to take a break here, so we look forward to seeing you all in the second half.
Call your mates, get them to get on YouTube. We want to hit record numbers.
2,126, 2,127.
Right, Sparky, so next year, obviously, I'm a shoe-in on the right wing. Tuohy, Gilroy, Bowe, who are you going to pick for the left? Quick, go. That's what I thought. They're all rubbish. any other sports, Sparky, or is it just exclusively rugby? Like, what about golf? Would you play any golf?
Class, that's lovely.
Sparky!
On your marks, set, go. Get up, Sparky. 2,126, 2,127.
Right, Sparky, for next year, obviously, I'm a shoe-in on the right wing. Tuohy, Gilroy, Bowe, who are you going to pick for the left? Quick, go. That's what I thought. They're all rubbish. Be interested in any other sports, Sparky, or is it just exclusively rugby? Like, what about golf? Would you play any golf?
Class, that's lovely.
Sparky!
On your marks, set, go. Get up, Sparky.
Please welcome back onto the Kingspan pitch, Northampton Saints. And a huge cheer for one of the first half of rugby.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Kingspan Stadium. A fine first half by Ulster against Northampton. We are actually, I don't even know what the score is at the minute. It's not showing on the screen, and well, that's a bit of a problem here in the Kingspan. We can't see the score for anything.
Too many replacements on the Northampton side. I see a big dollop of Vaseline on Lee Dixon's head. That will save the concussion, so it must have been a cut.
Yes, it
I
must.
can't see many replacements on the Northampton team.
Callum Black, Matty
yeah.
Ray, I see have come on already for Ulster.
Any more? I didn't for any more. The top knot stayed.
So
I see.
far, and Sam Windsor.
Rook Windsor.
Rook Windsor, of course.
And Johnny Andrew on the far side, just beside Pete Brown there.
Well, it's been an exciting half-time after being handed these very tasty Bowe's wine gums. I've actually chipped my tooth in the half-time there, so I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm going to have to call the dentist.
Brett Heron switch kickoff down to Northampton's left-hand side.
Good kickoff. Up
Great
we
kickoff.
get.
Well contested by
Well done.
Matty Ray.
Oh, I thought it was
Robbie
Charles
Dyke gathers that
Piatow
ball.
onto that there. He was going to be looking dangerous. Good start from Ulster Rugby. Marsh. Oh, penalty against. Not too sure. I think that was holding on.
Henry. So, score is 24-0. Ulster. It's always nice to win the last pre-season game before the season proper. I know there's no points riding on it, but for confidence,
Big time. Yeah, I think
always good to win the last one.
this is the big one. Looks like it'll be most of the team here playing tonight will be starting against the Dragons next week.
Yeah, you would have thought so, yeah.
There are a few whispers of a few more players coming into the lineup. I'm not too sure who. You might have to talk to Les Kiss. But that's a good line out by Northampton. Look like they're trying to spin the ball a bit wider this half. I think they need to because it wasn't working in the first half.
Started the half a little bit more zippier than the first half.
Have a lot of numbers on the short side here.
Still slow ball there for Northampton, though.
The Baldy barista, Callum Black, looking very assured and going in to try and steal this ball. Very good at slowing up. I'm surprised to see not too many changes for Northampton at half-time, Dan. What do you think?
Yeah, I am surprised. Maybe they've given a bit of an air bashing because they've certainly started the second half a bit sharper, and they're on a one-on-one.
Oh,
good tackle from Charles.
Well done.
Northampton very close to the Ulster line now, 5 metres out. Big hit from Rodney Ayew.
Ulster need to get off the line here and really put them under pressure.
Pickamose carries up and smothered.
Oh, that's a great tackle.
Matty
Clive
Ray and
Ross
Clive
and
Ross.
Matty Ray. We talked a lot about Matty Ray earlier on.
I believe Clive just won it on the floor as well, and also turned that ball over.
That's a good clearance. Hopefully that goes into touch. No. This is a man who you don't want to see with the ball in his hands. PC, he's a very dangerous runner. Him and Foden together.
Comes back to the blind side.
It's a great ball over the top.
to
Paul
Luda.
Marshall. Bounced off.
Oh,
Wow.
dear.
There's the steamroller. McCluskey would have been proud of that one. Oh, it looks like he's hurt himself.
Has he?
He must have chopped his leg, little Paul Marshall.
That's actually dog abuse. You can't bounce off beagles. That's not fair.
The Beagle.
Oh, nice switch line.
Nice line by Luther Burrell.
Squeeze through the gap between the two props, Callum Black and Rodney Ayew, and they're back up to Ulster's 5 metre line.
I tell you, Northampton look like they're
in
up for this now.
Good
this
tackle
start
by
of the
Louis
second
Ludick.
half. A few stern words, I think, in that half time. Should be able to start. That's two against one there.
That's a try.
That's a try. That's
Alex Waller's gone over. That's a poor start from Ulster.
That's a soft try as well. I think two on one there. I know he's a big lump, but you'd hope that Charles and Paul Marshall might have been able to stop that. Not quite the start that we wanted, given how well we were going in at half time.
24-5 now, and Stephen Miley will try and add the extra 2 points. Tommy is throwing some of these sports mix down to his friends down below.
Trying to throw...
who I believe may have a G&T. It still could be a water, though.
Oh, there we go, on the head. This is a great vantage point from the stadium to launch a few sweets off people's heads from behind. They don't even know where it's coming from.
Stephen Miley lines up the kick. Just a couple of metres out from the touchline.
A kick that Rob Little would have found easy earlier on, I think.
I think Rob Little could have kicked this whilst milking another.
I think that man must have practiced.
Well, I don't know. 100% record.
Very impressive
Is
so
he still
far.
on the pitch? Is he still on the pitch?
He's quite
not, is he?
small. It's hard to see him. He might be behind the post protector.
You watch out for those fill-ins, Tommy. All these
I
things
shouldn't be
you're
eating
putting
them.
down
I
the neck.
need to get rid of these.
No,
It's gone wide by Stephen Myler. Good pressure by Paul Marshall there on the kicker.
he's a pesky little man, isn't he?
He loves-
He's a pesky little man,
He
that
loves
guy.
to annoy a kicker, that boy.
Doesn't he?
He likes to annoy everybody, really.
I'm
if you think
surprised
about it.
one's not caught him straight in the chops.
I mean,
straight on that snout of his.
How often do you hear on an Ulster Rugby questionnaire, which player is the most annoying? Who's the answer?
Every single
The
time.
Beagle Marshall.
The
Every
Beagle.
time. He lives for it.
I'm going to give you a little bit of pearls of wisdom here. I believe Louis Ludic has replaced Rob Little on the
I
wing.
think he's on the wing, but
Yeah.
Rook Windsor has gone to centre.
Yeah, I believe so too. Northampton well gathered from the kickoff, and they actually set up a very good driving line-out. Driving kickoff.
Rob Little will be a very happy man coming off at half-time there so far. A super 40 minutes by him.
Here, listen, when you've done the business,
Get him off.
it doesn't matter your ticket's been punched.
We could do with him out there again for this second half. He was, well, I suppose it'll be up to Brett then to kick the goals this time. What do you reckon? Or Stuart
Yeah.
McCluskey, another man with a rocket boot,
Listen,
kicking from his own half.
that guy can kick it long, but he's certainly not accurate. I think he's got a 50p attached to the end of his foot.
I think with his Zlatan Ibrahimovic haircut, I think he fancies it. Finally, the wine gum is gone. That's going to make it. Can talk properly again.
For the 2,000 of you listening to Tuohy,
Chewy Bowe.
Tuohy Bowe, yeah.
Dan Chewy. Right.
Paul
I am
Marshall up
gonna
against,
say
go on, go for it.
Paul Marshall, short side here.
He loves it. A little
He
grubber
loves
kick.
it. I think I remember actually playing Northampton here 4, maybe almost 5 seasons ago, and Paul Marshall making a break. The European Cup at the time made a lovely break. We were down at the time, made a great break from 22, passed it to me. I got tackled and wrecked my knee and ended up missing the next 4 or 5 months out. So I am not going to try and support him ever again.
If there was ever a
running
man
down the
to wreck
short
your
side.
career, it would be Paul Marshall.
It's just what he does.
I can see an enormous amount of Vaseline on Lee Dixon's head. I don't think I've ever seen that much amount of Vaseline on a man's head before.
There's a shine on his head, almost like a Callum Black's there at the minute.
Absolutely. Can't be looking for a steady scrum here. Up against Kieran Brooks, an England international. Callum is certainly built for scrummaging, and he certainly does a decent job there. Good
Great
penalty from
scrum
Ulster.
by Ulster.
Great scrum from Callum Black.
Great scrum.
Certainly making his presence felt there. I think Brett Heron's going to step on up, use that right boot of his, and knock us down into Northampton territory, hopefully deep inside their 22.
I think
And
John
he does
Andrews
just
has looked good so far.
Yeah,
He's holding that front row together. That's a great penalty against a very, very strong Northampton pack.
John Andrew drying the ball off.
Who's this coming on now for Northampton? Looks like the tight head is going off.
I
New
believe
tight
that
head
could
coming
be Paul Hill, with a head resembling a microphone, some might say.
The Willie John McBride around the ears.
Old school. 6+1 again, Robbie Dyack. Oh, can Franco get this on the floor? He cannot, unfortunately.
Commentator
Also
curse
just off
again.
that one,
There,
yeah.
poor John Andrew. But
Wasn't much in that one.
no, that was tight, and it's a tough place to go. Back of the line out, under pressure.
Let's hope, well, for his first throw as well, let's hope we put a lot of pressure on their exit here. We do just
Well
that.
done, the
There's that
Beagle Marshall
Pesky
again.
little Beagle again.
Beagling around like he is.
There's a little reason why he's called the Beagle. Many moons ago, we were on an island tour, and he was playing golf with Ronan O'Gara, and Beagle is not the best golfer in the world, and he kept hitting his balls in the bush. And Ronan O'Gara called him like a little beagle sniffing all the balls out of the bush, because he would go in looking for his own ball, and 5 of them would come out along.
And never find
with
his
him.
own ball.
Never find his own ball.
But of course, claimed that he had a par at the end of the hole.
Yeah. 2 housemates running on now, Conor Joyce and now O'Connor.
Unfortunately, Joyce has got the scrum cap on. You don't get to see the fine haircut he has, but you definitely see Al O'Connor's.
Yeah, that is high and tight. Listen, you just don't mess with a guy with a high and tight haircut like that. It's just, those are the rules, I'm afraid.
He means business.
He does mean business. The man from Skerries has come up north to play for Ulster. Another 6+1 line out, favourite of Ulster's seems.
Good opportunity here for Ulster.
Big Matty Ray
just
takes it
inside
at the front.
22. Driving line out. Very successful in the first half. Hopefully they'll get a shove on now. Stuart McCluskey looking dangerous again. Brett Heron maybe going to get this ball out the back with Louis Ludick in his trail.
Probably sooner rather than later, hopefully.
That's it. There he is on the trail line. Oh, well
Good
done.
hit, well held, Louis.
Well
Yeah,
held.
yeah.
We need to resource that ball. Looks like Northampton are in over that.
That is always a slight issue when you have a lot of forwards tied up in the driving line.
It's the trouble, you know.
You've got to go very, very tight for the forwards to get.
Ideally, you really need to be going Stuart McCluskey there. Hit the gain line early so that you have people coming from behind it to take,
Nothing too tricky.
to win the ball. Whenever you do go out the back to Brett Heron with the trailer in the inside, it is a nice play to open up defences, but when on the back foot off the maul, it's maybe not the best option. Dylan Hartley getting a bit of banter with the crowd. The young Dokes giving him a hard time.
Yeah, well, that isn't straight.
Ah, it worked. Neil Doak obviously got his son, the ball boy, to have a little word, give him a bit of.
I really think some of these balls must be covered in Vaseline. Like we've actually got a Vaseline issue here at the Kingspan Stadium.
There's a Vaz issue, and you don't hear that too often
No,
in the
you don't.
Kingspan Stadium.
I actually could get a dollop of Vaseline on my Swede if I'm not careful. But it
good
is stopping
crowd.
any blood though, I must say. So
No, looks like it's done a good job. I mean, whenever you come into contact with Roger Wilson's knees, whether it's your head or anything, it's always you're probably more than likely gonna come off worse. Those knees are made of granite, because I don't know how they keep going. Roger be happy with his 40 minutes though.
Yeah,
He's off.
very,
Matty
very
Ray
solid
then
40 minutes.
in to replace him. It's old and young there replacing each other.
Matty Ray, a man of few words,
Yes.
but certainly does his talking on the pitch, I think, with Matty. Clive Ross, I think he played 80 last week. I think one of the only guys to actually target for the full 80, still on the pitch, having a rock solid game.
Yeah, going very well. Had a good pre-season.
Yeah.
Came to Ulster last season. Came from playing with Lansdowne club in Dublin. Impressed a hell of a lot in pre-season and managed to get himself a contract and has never looked back since.
It's also fantastic to see, along with the contract there, his personal hygiene improving. I don't know if there's been a few. Oh, just slipped off the tackle. Oh, no, he
Not too
didn't.
sure if his
Matty Ray.
parents are listening at the minute, but it's been cleaned up, shall we say. He's a person people don't mind sitting beside in the change room anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Dangerous
good
little stab
kick.
forward, yeah. Great.
No problem for
Great
Charles
will from
Piatow. Read it a mile off, but it's going back to, I think it's a penalty. The referee is going back on the 22, just
Always-
inside the
al-
15 metre.
Always is the case when you bring people off the bench. It always is a bit stop-start. And Ulster have not really started the second half in the same fashion they finished the first half.
No, and I think that maybe was the decision that Northampton made, that they didn't want to make the changes to lose that continuity that certainly they didn't have much of in the first half.
No.
But yeah, you can tell Ulster, with a few guys coming on, are just getting up to the speed of the game. And certainly when you make a lot of changes like they have, it makes that a little bit more difficult.
Northampton win the ball close to the front and set up a nice drive.
Good defence by Ulster so far.
This one is getting a second shove.
Looks messy in there.
The referee hopefully will be saying to use it for Northampton. I think the ball's just about come
Ah.
out. Come back on the Ulster side.
Great defence,
And we've
Ulster.
got another scrum.
The pack have been impressive so far, really have. Against
52.5 minutes gone.
24 points to 5 to Ulster Rugby here. Looking good against Northampton Saints in the Kingspan Stadium, and to our, surely must be over 2,000 fans on YouTube watching at the moment.
We've got a very good response on Twitter here. So
Lots
keep
of
them
mentions.
coming.
Oh, we're up to 73 mentions so far.
we're that's what happens when I hang out with
Here
you.
we go for David Hayes. Some legendary commentary tonight. Thank
Thanks,
you very
David.
much, David. David Klassen watching Ulster on YouTube live. Tommy Bowe on commentary is hilarious. Sorry about that, Dan.
We'll be having words with David
Hashtag
Klassen.
great job.
Hashtag nobody cares about what you think, David.
And Simon Beckett, I'm on parental duties tonight, but this YouTube is the ticket. Move over, Eddie Butler.
Good on you. Good
Thank
on
you,
lad.
Simon.
Make sure keep it clean and keep it on YouTube, Simon.
Seems like it's going down quite well out there, Dan. We haven't had too many people trolling us on Twitter. If you want to get a shout out, give us a few tweets at at Ulster Rugby, at Dan_Tuohy, or at Tommy Bowe 14. Give us a shout out.
I've
Let us
also
hear what you want.
got a little bit of advice how to pronounce Jordan's surname.
Oh yes, yeah. What have we got?
So I'm just going to look
that's
it up
a nice break there by Northampton. They really have come out of the traps well so far. They're trying to move the ball about. There's somebody down on the pitch injured though. I think it looks like one of Northampton backs. The physio is with him at the minute. He looks like he's maybe. Oh, it looks like he's just got a bit of cramp. That's what happens in pre-season with all the running that we do.
Big Harry Malander carries it back up into traffic. Lee Dixon gets it wide to Luther Burrell. One out the back to Ben Foden. And a little out.
Oh, it's a nice switch there.
Great tackle.
Charles Piatai looking very impressive at the back there. Very safe. Obviously very exciting with ball in hand, but well able to make a cover tackle, and looks like he's making it difficult for anybody to come through.
Ulster looking to smother Northampton's work and set up a driving line out. But the ball comes back on the Northampton side. No, it doesn't. The referee gives it to us. Has
Give us a few shout-outs there, Dan.
So we have from Chris Harris, CJH Mooncat. Hey lads, for the second half, Jordan's surname is pronounced Ono Jaffe.
There you go.
Jaffe, apparently.
Well done. Thank you for that.
Winky face.
Any more even nicknames? If anybody's got any good nicknames they want to pass in for any of the players, we'd be happy to read them out. We have Tracy White here as well. Loving your commentary on Ulster Rugby TV. Commentary Dream Team. Made my Friday night. Well, thank you, Tracy.
Ian McKean. I think you two should have a try and name as many fruits as possible in the second half. Well, Ian, you're a fruit. For even thinking like that. Well, I'll give it a shot.
If you're going to go for one, what's the standout? What would you go for? Off the top of your head, quick. Fruit.
I would go
Come on,
for
don't think,
strawberry.
don't think. Strawberry. Easy.
Yourself?
Pineapple. How would you describe a pineapple to somebody who didn't know what it was?
The yellow part of the pineapple.
Someone comes from space down and you hand them a pineapple. How would you describe it?
I would say it is sweet and juicy.
Okay.
Just like Ulster's first half.
Very nice.
Potentially, hopefully, not like Northampton's second.
Excellent. Sweet and juicy.
Paul Marshall feeding into the scrum. The unvaselined of the scrum halves.
Eugene Doran, and it looks like his wife maybe in Spain. Wishing us to say hello. Looking good. Looking
Eugene.
great tan you've got there, Eugene. Good on you.
For those asking, I haven't a Vaseline fascination. I don't think it's becoming an issue, but
No.
I'll probably give it a rest for the next 25.
Wow, the comments really are flying in now. Easy on everyone. Start watching the match and stop tweeting. It's easy for us. We're just sitting up the top here, talking rubbish, which is what we're pretty good at.
Do you know what hasn't happened in the last 15, 20 minutes?
I know exactly what
you're going to say.
say. Yes.
This cup of tea is taking very, very long.
We were promised a cup of tea. I mean, is it too much to ask?
The girl said she would bring it. Okay.
Right, okay. He's blaming it straight away. I mean, the backroom staff here in this setup really need to have a word. I don't know how Jim... I'm sure this must be the reason Jim decided he couldn't be bothered doing this evening.
If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, Tommy. And that's why us two are doing the commentary tonight.
Very well said, Dan. I mean, we're being paid with a few sweets and a cup of tea. We're not even getting a cup of tea. Great ball off the top there.
That is a fantastic ball from John Andrew. Rodney carries up in the middle. I like to see a big tight head in the middle of the pitch.
I have to say, Rodney Ayew has been very... I like this. Straight through the middle.
Oh, he's came hold of it.
Come on, Charles Piatai. Up against Ben Foden. Oh, it's great. What an offload. What an offload. Charles Piatai take a bow. Left-handed offload to, I think, Jacob Stockdale on the left-hand side. Or was it Sam Windsor?
You filthy individual.
Straight off the training paddock there. The nice inside pass. In fairness to Charles, he had people coming from all angles. Oh, a little kick.
I'll tell you now.
A left-footed offload.
That is out there.
That's class.
Yeah, that's
class. I mean, I'd be proud of that myself. I mean, I have been teaching him a lot recently, but he's going to have to teach me that one on Monday.
That is right up there. That is, I'll tell you now, you're right, take a bow. Right at the Andy Gray there, take a bow.
I don't even need a cup of tea anymore. That's just brightened up my evening. I think we need a pint after that.
If anyone is listening on YouTube and has got any friends at the game, we're on the halfway line.
A pint of milk, that is, of course.
Yeah.
And we've just heard what's the news latest in, Dan.
No tea-making facilities anywhere in this,
No
in this new
tea-making.
plush stadium, apparently.
This beautiful stadium that we have here in Belfast. And according to
Kick, Rook.
the
Rook
staff,
just puts it left.
we have no tea-making facilities.
Sam Windsor there took the stepping in for Robbie Little. Rook, mate. Just hooked it just left of the upright. So the score is 29-5, 58 minutes gone, no tea in sight.
What a try.
The only tea I can see is the tea he's kicking off. That is me.
Clive Ross
I
again.
tell you now, that is me
and
and
he's
drink
away.
for Clive Ross.
Clive Ross.
Offload. The offload didn't go to hand.
That's
See?
unfortunate. Super play by Clive, though. The guys really are looking fit out there, Dan.
Clive's had a very good 60 minutes. That is meat and drink for a man like Clive Ross. Unfortunately, couldn't land the offload to hand.
Too hard.
It was very hard, that offload.
Ulster Rugby, I think Ulster can be really happy so far. Saints have come hard at them in the start of the second half. Have got a try, which I'm sure they'll be disappointed with, but they're really fighting back now at the moment. They're finding the rhythm again.
Full line up from Saints. Just outside Ulster's 22, won by Tom Wood. Myler taken to the gain line, just about over the gain line.
Good
Quick
tackle
ball for
again
Lee
by
Dixon
Clive Ross.
to Courtney Laws. Lee Dixon again to Luther Burrell. That is 3 quick phases now, way over the gain line.
that's
Oh,
a
Ulster 5, good offload.
Oh.
And could be Gibson in for the score. I think he's just
they've
held
held
up.
him back. What's the
They're
short
looking for a
side?
quick short side Foden.
I think he's held him up again. It's a great
Good defence.
defence.
Was that
Put him in
Charles
touch.
Peartown again?
Try and get that man in touch. Great defence by Ulster. They just need to concentrate here.
Old Vaseline Dixon might look to burrow his way over. He's claiming a try. Charles Peartown's gone off his feet.
Could be a penalty, Charles. It's a
Forwards
right
come in
mess
between
in
there.
there. This is what the forwards love. Need to get off the line. Pick and roll.
Pick
Trying
and
to set up
hammered
a
again
ball.
by
That's
the
a
Bagger Bulldozer.
great defence. Oh, he looks to go again. And he's dropped the ball. Great
Bagger
defence
Bulldozer,
by Ulster.
yeah,
Really
fantastic.
are.
John Andrew in there burying away. The Baldy Barista keeping a watch on Vaseline Dixon.
Ulster putting them under pressure. The white wall is looking very impressive. That's a
Rodney.
nice play though by Northampton, trying to open up, find a hole in there.
Good tackle, Clive Ross. They're a little bit
Need
stretched on the
numbers
far
on the
side.
open side.
Myler's take a
it's
good tackle,
super
Brett
tackle.
Herring.
Super
Need
tackle.
more numbers still, lads, with 3-on-1. It should be a try. It is. It's going to be a walk-in 4.
Good defence by Ulster, but unfortunately just came up numbers short in the
Ran out
end.
of numbers there.
Good attack by Northampton, credit to them, but I think let
What did that all
Joe
come from?
Barracat be disappointed.
The offload. Oh, the line out.
3 quick plays.
Yeah. That's how you get around the corner quick.
If you can get up over the gain line, means the defence are on the back foot. They can't get round quick enough. The forwards, you saw Courtney Laws coming round onto that like a steam train. If you've got to try and tackle him, he's way over the gain line.
Then Burrell again.
Luther Burrell, full pace, coming onto the gain line again. It's very difficult to defend.
Paul Marshall gets a rousing reception for his part he's played in the 61 minutes of this pre-season friendly. He is replaced by Dave Shanahan, who coincidentally has recently been trolling James Haskell on Instagram.
Has he?
Apparently so,
I haven't even seen that. Paul Marshall giving kisses to the crowd there, I think. The fan favourite. Tell me more about Dave.
Apparently Dave called James Haskell David Brent.
Did he?
And Haskell goes, obviously. I'm sure James Haskell's probably never heard of Dave Shanahan, but
he does now.
He does now, yeah.
I mean, who called someone David Brent? It's a bit harsh, isn't it? This trolling.
Myler,
That's
glances
over the
it,
post.
Kisses, he les kisses the inside of the upright.
Oh, this man, he's on fire. Have you any shout-outs you want to
I
give?
have actually. Just before Brett Herron restarts us here, I have got a shout out from my very own Sarah Sherry, who I believe is watching at home.
No, working hard in the office.
Very good.
Sarah
That's a
Sherry,
late one
the
for
lady
Sherry.
who keeps us all in check in Ulster Rugby.
She was also known as the Mother Goose.
Mother Goose. Looks
So-
after the boys. I tell you what, she is
She
number
does a
one.
sterling job, and she is working hard already this evening.
A favourite of everybody in the squad.
It's 29-12 to Ulster, and it's 62.5 minutes gone. Brett Herron with that lovely right foot of his gets us restarted. He's a tricky little customer, this guy.
Yeah. It's a nice kick-off, putting it right in the middle there. They can't get a pod in the air. Unfortunately, Ulster weren't able to get it up to challenge for the ball, but they've been able to make the tackle, and it's going straight to a maul.
This is the right 2 and 8, this one. The referee doesn't have a clue what he's doing here, but it comes out on the
Courtney
Northampton
Laws
side.
with the pass out the back. Shows he's got it
he has
all.
been Hanrahan to Burrell to the other PC brother. Unfortunately, folks, there's no numbers on the back of their shirts. We're just going ad
Struggling
hoc.
a little bit.
Another carry by big Courtney Laws, knee heavily shut.
Luther Burrell looks like he's taking a bit of a knock there, but
I think Hanrahan had a knock on the floor. And we've got a little bit of handbags. It's the Turkish barber's favourite customer.
oh, he loves it.
He's
Big
never
Al
far from
O'Connor.
trouble, Al O'Connor, is he?
Al
He could
O'Connor, the Scaries man.
He could have a fight with
tell you.
himself, I think.
With that haircut, you just don't challenge that man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I got you, man.
You're a machine.
Rodney, I tell you now, I know he took 10-minute rest, but he's had a cracking game. Looking rock solid. I would like to see Ross Kane come on. There's a bit of a gap on the scoreline. You know, we're looking potentially for how many fit guys we've got next week. Let's see if
Absolutely.
Ross Kane get on, give the young man a go.
Absolutely, but for Rodney to hit 60, hopefully 65 minutes soon, he is going very well. Had a lot of big carries, showed some good hands, some good feet.
Big hits in defence. He's
Scrum,
bit of a
is
messy
bit of a
scrum.
mess there, but we've got it.
Go, Matty.
Let's go, Matty Ray.
Come on, big man. Nice step off the left.
Oh, look at that.
Gets past the
Always
first
through the
defender.
first tackle.
I
Quick
think
ball
that might have been Jordan.
Quick ball needed by David Shannon to get the ball out. And again, Northampton coming hard off the line, making it difficult for Ulster. But there's a lot of space in the short side here if they can play. Oh. Unfortunately, that was
the
Al
most,
O'Connor out the back instead of a back, because that
Foden's-
could have been dangerous.
Foden's feet are electric.
Ulster need to regroup here now, get the white wall sorted. Under a little bit of pressure, Northampton are starting to throw the ball about.
Doing plenty
JJ
about the back.
Hanrahan looking good. Oh, it's a great tackle.
Nice one, Rook.
Was that
Yeah,
Rook?
it was
Sam Windsor?
Rook, mate. Put a big hit on Campesi Maafu, I believe.
He was.
I believe. So, Ulster scrum.
No, it was Clive Ross.
Was it?
Again, Clive having a super game here today.
Fair play to you, Clive.
And as you say, here comes Ross Kane for big man Rodney Ayew.
Good man yourself. Ross Kane coming up through the academy, getting his chance here.
Great opportunity for him here to step up. I believe he played very well over in France for the academy last week against Aureliac, against
Yes.
big Jeremy Davidson, a Ulster legend, his team over in France.
Posted the under-20s, I believe, on a trip over there. While we're making a sub, Rodney gets some hell of a reception coming off the
Wow.
pitch. Break and play for a few a water break.
A new crowd favourite.
We'll give a nice shout out to Nick Williams, who I believe is listening to the game in Cardiff.
Big Nicky.
Another big man,
Crowd favourite here in the Kingspan.
top man, top guy. I believe he's enjoyed himself in Cardiff, and I look forward to being hosted by Nick and his family at
Yes.
Burger and Lobster
Shout
in
out
Cardiff
to the
next
girls.
time we're over there. So
Yes,
all the best. Hope you're listening.
I'm sure it'll be a hell of a feed. Big Nick. We've also Dave Reed saying hello, Simon Collins, Ryan McPeak, Jay Rocks, Rupa, Sarah Sherry. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Sarah. What's she actually saying? Made her blush. She's sweet.
That'll be us sorted for a decent PR for the next
Yes.
couple of weeks. It's actually gone back to
That's
Northampton.
a
And
nice
Hanrahan
kick
looks
by, nice kick. Foden again. Oh,
Great
that-
cover.
Oh, it's a try.
What?
What?
That was quick for the referee to give that.
We need to stop having the crack here. This is not good. Dan.
That's 29-17. There's a kick right in front of the post.
Yes.
This is a 10-point rugby match, Tommy.
A nice kick by Hanrahan there. And I'm not too sure who that
See, set
Speed
piece.
Machine is coming onto it,
Is that?
but
It's not Foden, is it?
oh, it was a nice bounce from. It looked like Louis Ludick and Jacob clashed heads there too, which looked nasty enough.
Simple kick from JJ. They're looking to get this game started again. 29-19, Ulster Rugby. We have a slight injury which might delay the restart of this game. So
I think it's Louis got a little knock on the head there. Jacob, the stock cube, Stockdale. You don't want to be bouncing off his head.
there's some sweet on him, isn't
He
it?
does. He's a big man. I think he's only 20 years old, 106 kilograms.
Blimey.
I thought I was big for a wing, but tell you what, these
Normal
new
size
fellas.
now, Tommy. So, as we have a break in play, the referee is showing some concern for the injured player behind the post. I believe he actually might be okay, though. Maybe a bit of blood. Looks like a bit of wiping.
Dave Cunningham has said, would you say hi to Kate, Andrew and Jane watching in Cranfield? Hello from Dan and myself.
Hope you're enjoying yourself in Cranfield.
Shout out to my wife, Rebecca Cochran, Dad, Owen Cochran, big brother, Andrew, loving the commentary. Tell you what, this is
Some
great
brownie
for a
points
bit
going
of...
in there in the Cochrane family.
yeah, tell you what, if you want an old pat in the back, this is the job to have, isn't it?
Here we go. The referee looks to hurry it up.
Looks like we're
Ushering
about
off
to
the
kick up.
Northampton Water Boys.
Dave Busby has come on the wing. He played in the first half for in the game before against Canada, 18.
Oh, he is
So,
going to be
A
tight.
good opportunity for him now to come and show what he's got here.
Here, that is how you start from conceding a try. Hustle them. Oh, it must have come off us. They've got a
I think
defender
it came
line
off
up.
front.
It's okay. They've got an exit from here. A little bit of concern from someone behind the post. I think they're dealing possibly with a...
I think that was Kieran
blood
Treadwell, actually.
Is Kieran come on? He has come
I
on
think
with the
he's
scrum
on
hat,
there with the scrum cap hat. I think it was him who forced that kick to go into touch, but
He had a
great pressure.
bright time off the bench last week at Exeter, I do believe. And let's see if we can put a bit of pressure on this line out with Big Al and Connor Joyce.
A 400-metre runner in his youth, I believe, for a second row. Don't often hear that too much.
Blimey.
The Michael Johnson of the Ulster team.
Yeah, that's interesting.
See,
Northampton relieve a tiny bit of pressure. Ulster have a line out, I would say, 10 metres from the 40. In the Northampton half. John Andrew drives the ball off. And I believe Al O'Connor will be calling the line out. Let's pass the message on to what normally is a chain of command down to the Bowe barista, which is also known as Callum Black.
he
will then
passes
pass it
the
on
message.
to John Andrew, and the game restarts.
Hey,
Line out.
presto. As
Another
easy
good
as
take-
that.
Another good take by Connor Joyce. That's the second one in the second
And a
half.
good setup in this maul too. Ulster's maul has gone well so
Yeah,
far in
yeah,
this game.
Dave
Dave
released a bit
Shannon
of
breaking
pressure.
out. This is what you want. Stuart McCluskey, get over the gain line, let the forwards come out from that maul.
Great carry from Stu McCluskey there. Although we lost the ball in contact again. Northampton looked dangerous on the turnover. They're spreading it out wide down to this near side underneath us. Tackle
Well
from
done,
Busby.
Buzz. Nice tackle, get him down any way you can. Looks like maybe a bit of a knock on there, but the referee's letting it go.
Tackle from subman Ross Kane into the action of Frey. Big carry there.
Wow.
And a good tackle from, I believe that was Matty Ray possibly? No, Kieran Treadwell.
We're looking a little
Throwing
bit
his body
narrow
around.
here. We could do with a bit of width, lads.
Matty Ray coming up against Sam Dixon.
Northampton
Go
are
low.
really wanting to chuck this ball about at the
Another
minute.
tackle from David Busby. Deemed a little bit illegal from the referee. And
Called
that
for
is
the
a harsh
yellow
yellow
card.
card. That is a harsh yellow card.
Wow.
No, I don't know
Surprised
about
by that. I
don't
mean,
know about
Buzz
that.
has just come on. I think that I would like to see a replay of that. I don't know. I think we might have it up here.
For
No,
friend-
this is them attacking earlier on, but I think that's quite a harsh card if you ask me.
For friendly purposes. Oh no, we've got a replay in front of us on the screen. I don't know if you can see this at home.
Oh, I mean, the man has tried to bumper fend him. He
Come
can't
on now.
get
Come
any
on.
closer to him.
Come on.
I think that's quite harsh,
Come
to
on.
be honest. We have a bit of a break in play here. There is a man down injured.
Another
He's
injury
got
on the Northampton side. Hopefully he's okay.
no number on his back. It's hard
Looking
to
to
tell who
start
he
the
is.
Premiership next week.
But we have Malander going for the touchline now with the kick. Northampton want to get another line out deep in the Ulster half. There's 10 points in it now, 70 minutes gone. 10 minutes for Ulster really to try and pick it back up again. We really need to stop Northampton from scoring here and hopefully try and put a bit of attack into the game ourselves.
The bench is pretty much unloaded. I can't think of anyone else who's left to come on.
The line out 8 metres out from the Ulster line. Northampton are walking up nice and slowly.
I think there's no guesses where this one's going to go. Straight to the forwards on a drive.
Oh, it's
Good
a great
sack.
defence again.
Yeah, great sack. Kieran Treadwell looking to keep himself busy. Let's hope they don't restart this more.
They're trying to get it going again by the looks of things.
Good defence from Ulster at the moment.
Well done. Kieran Treadwell getting right into the middle of that.
Ross Kane. And the ball's come back on the Northampton side. A little switch play close to the rope.
Right
The referee
into the
getting
referee
involved.
getting in the way.
Courtney Laws, another big carry from the big fella.
He's done a lot of carrying, that guy. He's hard man to take down.
Very busy.
Stuart McCluskey, well done. Stop that threat. Looks like he's trying to hold him up there. It looks like if they can't get the ball to ground, it will be a turnover to Ulster.
Just
looks
about
like
get
he's
it
got
on the
it.
Northampton side. Sam Dixon does.
Great turnover. Well done, Ulster Rugby. Well done, Stuart McCluskey. And the whole heap of forwards are in there as well.
So we take another well-earned rest. We'll do another few shout-outs. Bet everyone's listening all over the province. We also have Bernie and Morris Rafferty listening in Cole Island. Apparently they've got me on loudspeaker. So hope you're enjoying yourself this evening.
Hello.
I might see you over the weekend.
It looks like your sister was wanting to talk to you there as well. Should have got her on loudspeaker.
My sister's actually heading back to Bristol this evening, so I wonder what she's up to.
Very good.
Hopefully she's at the airport.
Unfortunately, we can't keep up with all these shout-outs, so I think we shouldn't really mention that, Dan. I don't think we've ever had so many messages on Twitter before, but thank you very much for your tweets. Thank you for your kind messages. Hope you're enjoying it here. We certainly are. It's been a fine performance by Ulster and Northampton in this second half. It looks like Clive Ross is getting a well-deserved break. He's had a super 70 minutes again for Ulster Rugby. And ahead of a big game against the Dragons next week, I'm sure he'll be thinking he might get a bit of game time.
Absolutely. Oh, we just got some information that Ulster Rugby and soft time is trending in Belfast. I don't really know what that means.
I think we'll put that.
I'm just completely copying what he just said.
I think we'll just put that down to us and not the match, to be honest with you, Dan.
I'll let the 2,000 listeners decide.
Have we any idea numbers of viewers at this stage, or don't tell us we've lost them? 2,800. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying this feed. This is the way forward for Ulster Rugby now. We are your hosts, Dan Tuohy and myself, Tommy Bowe. It's 29 points to 19 to Ulster on the 73rd minute.
I've just received a very disturbing mention here on Twitter from Paddy Jock. Ben Slater, my fiance disappointed Paul Marshall nickname is the Beagle. She thinks it should be Sweet Cheeks.
He would love that.
Hashtag nice bum.
Really?
I cannot comment on that.
Well, they are some short shorts, I tell you that.
And Northampton looking to make this a one-score game. That's already currently leading a deficit of 10 points. But they've certainly been the more dominant team in the second half,
Absolutely.
that's for sure. There's no amount of bias can really pull that one back from my family, I believe.
A super first half from Ulster. I think that second half, a couple of changes made us a little bit more disjointed, but Northampton breaking through the line again. I think we're going to be looking at a few of these missed tackles next week in the reviews.
Big hit from
Matty Ray.
Let's not get short on this open side now, Ulster. Rook Windsor calling all the boys out.
It's a penalty. Stop them, giving a quick tap. We need to slow this ball down. Brett Heron has gone off with cramp, or it looks like he's down with cramp. Northampton have gone to the corner, and Johnny McPhillips has come on to replace Brett.
His legs are tighter than a drum at the minute. He's played 74 minutes.
He certainly has.
And he's had an action-packed game.
The hitman Heron. We tried to get him to dress up as the Brett the Hitman Hart, actually, for a team social. He wasn't really having much of it on for. He didn't even know who Brett the Hitman Hart was. I mean, these young fellas nowadays, do they not know? Talking about these new bunch of wrestlers. I mean,
Brett the Hitman Hart is the WWE.
Ultimate Warrior was my favourite.
I was a Undertaker man and a Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's good defence by Ulster. Need to hold this man up. We need to get the numbers round. Northampton are wide. They're looking to try and stretch Ulster.
Good defence from Ulster so far. You ain't getting much change off Charles Peartar, that's for sure.
That's a great tackle, and he's held him up. Need to try and disrupt this ruck.
A little bit of line speed wouldn't go amiss.
We're going back to a penalty, I think, at the far side of the pitch.
I'm not 100% sure if this referee has got the memo about it being a friendly.
Yeah.
Three yellow
cards and a friendly is a little bit OTT. Big day for him, mind you.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen the notes for the
Not
referee's
even
name.
sure who he is, actually. But
I'm sure it was a big day for him.
I haven't seen him around before or too often. I don't think. Probably a good referee, by him about 20 times last year, but I don't quite recognise him.
We certainly wouldn't have played against him 20 times last year because we didn't lace up.
We didn't get 20 games between us last season, unfortunately. But that'll be different this year. When we're lining out in the famous white jersey.
Fantastic throw to the back of Northampton, looking for another driver line out.
That looks like it could be a knock on there. No,
the referee was head was turned.
Ulster need to get off the line here. Northampton trying to get over the gain line, but sound defence by Ulster so far. Oh, it's a great
offload
again.
The Windsor keeps the ball alive.
Need to hold on to the ball here. Oh, referee, out of the way. Get them out of the way. Here we go, quick tap by Dave Shannon. No, he's decided it's too late in the game. Time to slow things down, very wise.
Haven't seen the crest on the referee's top. I believe he's a Scottish referee.
A Scotsman.
He looks like a young enough fella himself.
Fair play to him. Big day from here. A good crowd to be reffing in front of. And Dan, you've ripped him to shreds.
If Gareth Robinson's got a pair of scissors, it'd be great if he could treat Stuart McClutchy's cramp by cutting off his top knot and telling him to tighten up, because men should not have top knots.
I think a ponytail in the game of rugby really...
She's taking it one step too far. Good kick there from Johnny McPhillips, who I believe played in the first game today at 5:15, an Ulster win against Canada A, which was managed by Ulster's former coach, Mark Hanscom.
The Cowboy.
The Cowboy, it was over, and I believe Jared came out of him last night for
barbecue.
For the evening. Very nice. Wasn't
Best
invited.
mates. Oh, the Kiwis sticking together.
Wasn't invited, but...
Oh, didn't get a shout out to that, Dan.
Jared, actually a new father. I believe Mark came round to see the new little one.
Very good.
And we have Northampton scrum from a knock-on from Dave the Troll Shanahan.
James Haskell will be laughing at that one.
If you listen to this, Hask, beware.
Probably checking in, I would imagine.
I'd say so. One of the 2,800 listeners tonight.
Disappointing that for Ulster. They could have closed out the game there.
Yeah, it would have been nice with a minute and a half to go to see this game out.
Big scrum now. That's Northampton will obviously want to try and finish on a high.
Ross Kane has looked solid since he's come on.
Very
Not
impressive.
an issue with him whatsoever.
This looks like a loop play back.
This is your domain, Tommy.
It's nice play, and the trail on the inside. Nice play by Northampton. Didn't really hold anyone on the inside though, which meant the cover defence could get across.
Probably made 15 metres, and a bit of a cheap kick through from Harry Mallender there. Gathered in by Jacob Stockdale, and okay, fair enough. They've got a Northampton line out, I believe. Final couple of shout-outs before this game is over. I've got Wally Bingham at home, who's an Ulsterman living in Weston-super-Mare, a family friend of ours, and my brother James and Kaz Tuohy, who must be a theme of children who have baby Emily, who's 8 months old.
Man, it looks like we have our first trolling by Saints fan online. An awesome try by the Saints, and they're telling us to sort the commentary out. Sorry about that.
Well, but, like I always say, if you don't like, don't listen.
Someone's a bit disappointed that they're not winning here this evening.
And it doesn't look like they're going to have enough time to take this game in the end. Hopefully Ulster will hold out and keep Northampton to 19 points. Courtney Law's involved again, another big carry, beating a couple of guys. And a knock on from Northampton there, provides Ulster with the ball. And the referee is going to... a free kick with a couple of seconds to go.
Yes, well, there's a shot.
And there we go, the game's over.
Great win by Ulster Rugby. Man of the match. Guess who? The new man, Charles Piatow, with a super run in that second half and an offload that you wouldn't see anywhere. He's got the skills to pay the bills, that boy.
And he can certainly tackle as well. Plenty of cover tackles at the back. Fantastic game from Charles.
Dan, it's been a pleasure to be hosting this with you today. Thank you very much.
Are we getting the nod to wrap this up, or what? Are we going to ramble on for a couple more minutes?
Is the cup of tea turned up? We know the man of the
match.
match is Charles Pietow. Sorry about this.
Feel free to close
listeners.
whenever you like. Well, to be honest with you, I'll close when this cup of tea arrives.
We could be waiting here. The viewers could be waiting a while.
So
The people in Spain, you could be missing out on your night out on the town tonight if you're going to be listening to us all night. But
basically, what I want to say is everybody enjoy their weekend, stay safe, drink responsibly, and come support us against the Dragons next week.
it's a pleasure to have you all watching and listening. The 2,800 supporters out there, thank you very much. Hopefully you won't have to listen to us again. We'll be back on the pitch very soon. But from myself and Dan Tuohy,
Ciao for now.
good night.
$2,127.
Thanks, Sparky. The next year, obviously, I'm a shoe-in on the right wing. Tuohy, Gilroy, Bowe. Who are you going to pick for the left? Quick, go. That's what I thought. They're all rubbish. Are you interested in any other sports, Sparky, or is it just exclusively rugby? There we go. There we go.
Class, that's lovely.
Sparky! On your marks, set, go. Get up, Sparky.